Alright everybody, so here we are in Cheongju and we got some nice big onions behind me. And it also says that they are filming, so if someone wants to go jack a bag of onions, they cannot do that. So anyways, so yeah, we are in Cheongju, which is a really underrated city. Like on paper you think like Cheongju's nothing, like some little town, but it's not. It's just a little bit smaller than some of the smaller gwangyeok시, the metropolitan cities. And yeah, this market is really busy. There's a lot of people coming up. You're gonna see, actually we're on camera right now. If you look up there, you can see myself on camera. So yeah, we're in this little market here, and yeah, most people probably don't know Cheongju. It's actually the capital of Chungcheong North Province, and it's got almost 1 million people here, so it's not like a small city. Like where I come from in Canada, 700, 800,000 people up to 1 million, that's a big city in Canada. So despite everybody thinking this is nothing but like a village or something, it's actually a pretty big city. And there is a lot of cool stuff here, lots of restaurants, historical stuff, shopping, nightlife, it's all here. So I mean, first time I came to Cheongju, I was just wanted to come to the Chungcheong provinces. So like 5 years ago, the first time I came to Cheongju, and yeah, I really loved the city. It was a really great time. They had lots of interesting restaurants here, shopping was good, nightlife's not bad, they have universities and stuff like this. So it's a great little city to come check out. And if you come here, you can get the little tourist map, and that will show you all the cool stuff you can do here. So I'm currently in a market. I don't actually know the name of this market. I couldn't see the name on the map, but it's clearly like a very busy market with lots of people here. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can all see. All right. So the first time I came to Cheongju was about 5 years ago, and I had a great time. Like the food was really interesting. They have a lot of regional dishes here. And we went to a little culture village on the mountain. They have some historical sites just outside the city. They have a shopping downtown where there's lots of like restaurants and some bars and clubs. They have Cheongju National University is also located. Cheongbuk, I think, National University is also located here, and that's a really big university and a good one. So they have lots of students here. And what I like about Cheongju is it's a more traditional city, right? So if you go to the big cities like Busan or Seoul, you'll see a lot of modern culture and metropolitan, cosmopolitan kind of stuff. But here in Cheongju, it's a pretty decent sized city, but it also retains some kind of, real Korean culture. I mean, not real Korean culture. Obviously, everywhere in Korea is real Korean culture. But but Cheongju has this kind of like traditional Korean vibe to it, I guess you could say. It kind of reminds you of a little bit of traditional Korean culture, and I like that a lot about the place. It's got a real nice character to it, and it's also very close to Cheonan and Cheongju and a bunch of other Daejeon as well. So if you're in this area, you can go to a bunch of different little cities and check it out. So there's a lot of little cities around here that have a lot of interesting things you can do and see. So this guy makes sesame seeds, looks like, and he's got his little shop here. And you got Korean street food here, deep fried fish cakes and things like this. And there's fish, I think, deep fried tofu, of course, seaweed, red peppers, not in flake form. This is like grounded red pepper flakes. Lots of little, and then sesame seed oil. This is all like the foundation of Korean food is largely sesame seed and red peppers, which are these. That's like every Korean dish or soup often uses those, and it gives the Korean flavor. We got some, I don't know what this is. It looks like a heart. I'm not a meat expert, but it looks like a heart and a liver, and that's obviously a pig head. And I got vegetables here, and I'll give you guys a little hint. Oh, here's these are traditional Korean teas. So if you want to have some traditional Korean tea, and apparently they have medicinal qualities to it, so they can help you if you're sick or whatever like this. You can take these teas. And here's fish. Korean people love fish, which is good because fish is very healthy, right? And then Korean people eat it often. And yeah, little octopus and some stuff like this. So honestly, if you live in Korea, I highly recommend that you come to these traditional markets because they have lots of traditional Korean food and just normal food too. They just got your meats and vegetables, and then some interesting stuff like this is pajeon here. So they got lots of interesting stuff here, and it's very reasonably priced. It's good quality food. It's all regional food, right? So the meats and all this, the vegetables and stuff, probably come from the local farms around here. So yeah, these apples here, they probably grow these apples here in the region, so they're very fresh, and the ground here isn't polluted at all. It's you can trust the quality of this food. So yeah, my tip to you is to come here, because if you go to like Home Plus or something, or E-Mart, which are the two main grocery stores in Korea, it's going to be very expensive for your produce and your meats and all that stuff. But if you come here, you'll get very cheap vegetables and meats and anything, all this Korean food and whatever you want, clothes. So yeah, check out the traditional markets. Keep them alive, keep them thriving. Before large-scale grocery stores, this is like Koreans used to come to these places. So it's interesting. They got a rich culture and history of traditional markets. So I never saw really this in Canada at all, but here in Korea they still have them and keep them alive. Because where I live in Busan, some of the traditional markets are dead and dying. Some of them have been revived, but often a lot of the traditional markets in Korea are dying or in trouble because people just go to Home Plus and stuff. But these places are really cool. A lot of people I think Koreans' perception of the traditional market is maybe that the food is dirty and cheap, but actually that's not true at all. The food is high quality, it's really good price. I mean, you're going to Home Plus, that's actually that's not a great idea because it's really expensive, and and your options are limited and it's very expensive. And when you come here, you have a big selection of everything. It's all cheap, it's all very healthy. And yeah, check it out.